The cluster wishes to also note the recent ruling by the North Gauteng High Court nullifying and setting aside the decision of the National Commissioner on granting medical parole to former President Jacob Zuma. We have noted the DC's decision to appeal the judgment. As a cluster, we wish to reiterate our confidence in our constitutional democracy that provides that all people are equal before the law. The separation of powers and the independence of the judiciary are the bedrock of the Constitution. And our courts function without fear or favor, as they entrench the rule of law. Any form of recourse must follow appropriate channels within the confines of the law.
I apologize for arriving late, caught up in traffic. You may recall that just before the local government elections, we stood right here and we said that we have an interest as the military to look after strategic infrastructure. We have been in discussion since with the Minister of Police, and Defense has agreed to take over just the toll roads and the toll gates specifically. And that decision was taken because we cannot afford a situation as a country where trucks block very strategic economic routes, which not only affect South Africa but affect the whole of SADC. So with that in mind, we had already started looking at how we would deploy to do that. Whether we are specifically deploying for December, I think usually that question will be dealt with by the Minister of Police. But usually, if there is any issue which might create any uncertainty to life and limb, to property, to the economic interest of the country, Defense gets interested. So we will not hesitate if we are approached to be on standby. But we had not actually decided to get on standby simply because there is a court ruling.
From the side of the police, we always approach the Minister of Defense to make relevant processes and procedures going forward for the army to be available. As I said at the end of the statement, that we have learned our experiences, and we'll have to use those experiences, that the repeat of the destruction of property and the loss of life as it happened, it shouldn't. We have met with the management and leadership of the South African Police and Defense to make the preparations that the responses and reactions are much better this time. And we believe that they are on the ground in preparation for that as we speak. But not just necessarily for the announcement that happened yesterday. This is a festive season, and you all know that all the time we are on the ground when it comes to festive season. And our plan has been always known that come the festive season, as the country itself moves to the coastal provinces, that's what we do too, that we strengthen our availability and responses in the coastal provinces that the South Africans move to. Is exactly the same pattern. We might be called to be extra cautious, to be extra agile this time, but these are things that we do all the time. It's our responsibility to protect the nation, the people together with their property, and is exactly what the agencies, all law enforcement agencies, are instructed to do to make sure that South Africans are safe.
The ministers are saying very clearly the lessons of July will not be wasted. since the thing happened. It's not just about December. It's a general commitment to actually lift the significance of the security of this country, whether it's to protecting lives or to protect the economy. There is a continuous evaluation and interventions.